Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are talking about a huge shift that's happening inside our companies. A completely new kind of worker is showing up on the scene. And no, it's not a person, it's an AI agent. But this whole transformation, it isn't just about the tech, it's really about leadership. It's about how we're going to build, lead, and, govern this brand new digital workforce. And when I say this is a huge shift, I am not kidding. Get ready for this number. According to the research firm IDC, by 2028, that's just a few years away, we're looking at an estimated 1.3 billion AI agents working in the enterprise. No, that is not a typo, 1.3 billion. This explosion is happening because we've hit a perfect storm. Insanely powerful language models, super easy-to-use low-code platforms, and all that access to company data, it's all come together to fundamentally change how we get work done.
Okay, so a number that huge, it just begs the question, right? We hear this term AI agent thrown around all the time, but what are we actually talking about? Are these just, fancier chatbots? Well, no, not even close.
So here's the official definition. It's a specialized AI system that can do tasks and make decisions. But the two key words you really got to focus on are interact and autonomously. Think about it like this. Imagine an agent that can automatically process every single incoming invoice, flag anything that looks weird, and then route it for approval, all without a single human having to touch it. See, it's not a tool you have to command step by step. It's more like a digital employee you give a goal to, and it figures out how to get it done.
So that brings us to how these agents are actually fitting into our teams. And it's not like flipping a switch overnight. What we're really seeing is an evolution. A journey where AI starts out as a helpful assistant and eventually becomes a full-on digital colleague.
And what's so fascinating is how this is all unfolding. Microsoft's Work Trend Index actually lays out 3 really distinct phases for this evolution and kind of maps out the journey of how we're all learning to work together with AI.
Let's break that journey down. So phase 1 is the human with assistant. This is where a lot of us are right now, right? Using AI to get our work done faster. Phase 2, things get more interesting. That's the human agent team, where agents are basically digital colleagues taking on specific jobs. But phase 3, wow, this is the real game changer. Human-led, agent-operated. In this world, we become the conductors of the orchestra. We set the strategy, and our teams of agents go out and run entire business processes for us. Now, I know this all sounds a little bit like sci-fi, but it is happening right now. So you have to wonder, how on earth are companies going to create millions or even billions of these agents so quickly? Well, the answer is a really powerful new way of thinking about software development.
The secret sauce here is the rise of low-code platforms, and specifically tools like Microsoft Copilot Studio. Now, the crucial thing to understand is that this wasn't built from nothing. It's an extension of the hugely successful Microsoft Power Platform, which has already given millions of people the power to build their own apps and automations without having to be expert coders.
And this just shows the difference so perfectly. Traditional development is slow, it's complicated, and it's pretty much just for the expert coders. Low-code agent building is the total opposite. It's like building with digital Lego blocks instead of having to write every line of code from scratch. It's fast, it's visual, and it's for everyone, which means the people who actually understand the business problems can now build the AI agents to solve them.
But, and this is a huge but, when you put this kind of power into everyone's hands, you create a massive new challenge. I mean, think about it. When literally anyone in a company of thousands of people can build an autonomous agent that can access company data, you better have a plan. You've got to balance all that incredible power with some serious responsibility.
This is the one. This is the question that keeps CIOs and security chiefs awake at night. How do you let your entire workforce innovate with AI without, opening up the floodgates to data leaks, compliance nightmares, and just total chaos?
And this image, wow, it just perfectly captures that tension. It really is a balancing act, right? On one side, you have the drive for innovation from the people building the agents, and on the other, you have the absolute critical need for governance from security and IT.
Let's just look at what each of them wants. The agent creator is thinking, how can I build stuff to save time and get my job done? The CISO, the security chief, they're asking, how do I protect our crown jewels, our data, from all the threats out there? And then you have the CIO, who's focused on making sure everything follows the rules and that the company is actually getting a real return on this investment. All totally valid and often competing goals.
So what's the solution? Well, the core idea from the Microsoft playbook is brilliant in its simplicity. Don't reinvent the wheel.
For years now, organizations have been building these really solid governance models to manage the Power Platform. The answer is to just extend those same proven frameworks, the same controls, the same policies, the same oversight to manage these new AI agents.
Okay, this brings us to the final and honestly the most empowering part of this whole thing. As these agents start to take on more and more of the doing, our role has to fundamentally shift. We're evolving from being just users of tools to being managers of a digital workforce. We are all becoming the agent boss.
I love this quote. It just perfectly captures that massive shift in mindset. We're not just using AI anymore, we're leading it. And that means you have to think strategically about how you build your team of agents, what work you delegate to them, and how you measure how well they're doing.
So what does being a good agent boss actually look like? Well, first, you build agents like you're hiring a new employee. Give them a crystal clear job description that solves a real business problem. Second, you delegate, and you do it carefully. You have to decide how much freedom an agent gets based on the risk. You wouldn't give a brand new intern the keys to the entire company database, would you? Same idea. And third, you manage their performance. You tweak their instructions to make them better, and absolutely, you measure their impact and their ROI.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought. This stuff isn't science fiction anymore. The tools are here, the platforms are ready, and this transformation, it's already happening. Your first digital employee, your first AI agent is waiting to be built. The only real question left is, are you ready to be their boss?